Hey humans and humanoids, fun fact about me, I have thalassophobia. If you don't know what that means, essentially it means I'm scared of deep waters. That doesn't mean I'm scared of like all pools or like the entire ocean. In fact, I think most of the ocean is pretty awesome. But if I'm in like a murky lake and I can't see the bottom of it and I'm swimming alone, I'm gonna be pretty freaked out. Completely unrelated to thalassophobia, my friend just recommended me this game called Subnautica, so I guess I'll check it out and see how good it is.
12 seconds later.
So, Subnautica. Oh my god. Subnautica is an open world survival game where your goals are essentially to just survive, explore stuff, create machines, and eventually create a rocket and leave the planet. Seems pretty simple, right? Well, the whole world is basically water, and the way you progress is by going deeper and seeing more horrifying creatures that would make John Wick start screaming and crying. It's horrifying. Now, Subnautica has recently become one of my favorite games because, one, it's really fun, it's just great overall despite the fact that I'm screaming and freaking out most of the time playing it. It's a really fun game to play through to explore everything. And also I like it because it's absolutely petrifying. So now with all of that said, Donut Cube presents why Subnautica is radical and awesome, and also why I need an extra pair of pants whenever I play this game. Let's go! Okay, so you're on a spaceship, and then suddenly, boom, going down. You get in an escape pod, and then, boom, you black out. You wake up on an alien planet, and the giant ship you were just on? Yeah, it crashed into the ocean. You gotta check out other life pods, but everyone's dead. All of them. Every single person gone. They're dead. Deceased. They were either eaten, or one of them blew up. They're dead. They're gone. You're the only one left on this giant water planet. So you gotta go explore stuff and survive because guess what? You got basically a space coronavirus. So you gotta go find a cure to that. And if you go deep enough into the lava zone, you find a basically space god, the space emperor sea creature, and it's like, hey, if you help my children hatch and let them escape this little prison I'm in, then I'll give you the cure to your disease. And then you do that. And after you get cured from your disease, you can finally find all the parts to create your rocket and escape. Now, the Subnautica story is pretty simple, just a simple, survive and get cured from your disease and escape. But there's a lot of extra little details that you'll find when you keep playing the game that make it genuinely petrifying. Like how if you listen, you can listen to the last voice logs of every single crewmate who's died, or the other things about how the Leviathans properly work, and just, it's genuinely horrifying the more you look into the game. And I love that, how you can just look at it and say, oh look, an ocean that, has some big creatures, nothing too scary, but if you scan them and learn more, you're like, oh my god, that thing can teleport, and it's also part machine. It's just a really immersive game because of all the details that's been added up upon. The more you look through, the more details you find. And I just love that about it. It's such a good combination of simple storytelling and such almost map hat level of lore finding. I just love it. I just love the story in Subnautica overall. It's fantastic. Also, I did cry at the ending. Okay, so here's the gameplay. You, ocean, fish, survive. That's it. Well, not really. After you crash on the game, you have to scour the planet for materials to create, extra tools to keep exploring, weapons, vehicles, a base, and also the deeper you go, you find more effective materials, more valuable stuff like delicious uranium and lithium. And also, speaking of going deeper, the deeper you go in the game, not only does the water get darker and scarier, but also the big old fishies get way bigger and way more dangerous. So, that's fun, isn't it? Yeah, if you couldn't figure out, one of the biggest fear factors in this game is the size of the creatures. And the gameplay really surrounds it. If you encounter These Leviathans, the Reaper Leviathan specifically, will eat you like Tyler the Creator ate a cockroach in 2011. They're just for absolute, just devour you. One bite. Not even a bite, man. They just inhale you, just, you're gone. Nothing. It's just instantly. That's one of probably the biggest reason why this game freaks me out, on top of the fact that thalassophobia havers are also freaked out. But, anyway, back to more gameplay stuff. The game controls really well. Like, the vehicles, they're not too slow, they're not too clunky. Maybe the Seamoth does take a bit too long to turn, but I'm fine with that. And thankfully, the game does not have that many bugs. There are a couple of terrain bugs where, like, the outer terrain is, like, weird and phased out. And sometimes Reaper Leviathans, they go through walls, and they just kind of go into rocks. They're not supposed to do that, right? The sound design in this game is genuinely petrifying. Normally, I just talk about music, and I really avoid sound design when I review games so far, because I never really found it to be something that I can really talk about for a bit. But oh my god, this game, it's genuinely the scariest part of the entire game. The sounds of the creatures is genuinely terrifying. The crash fish, whenever it is yelling as it's chasing you, it just tells you, hey, get away from me, and you better get away from it, because that thing explodes. The reefback is just, like, absolute sound design. It is beautiful. The reefback starts out scary when you first hear it, but eventually, I found it calming, because they're just these giant, I describe them as, like, they're like the sort of equivalent of whales. They're just peaceful, big creatures. The Reaper Leviathan is bone-chilling. That scream it makes is terrifying. When I hear something that makes it even more terrifying, they have echolocation. So, if you can hear it, they can see you. And the Ghost Leviathan just sounds like the screams of 1,000 souls. And it's just so scary. This game, there's so many creatures that are scary, but are so overwhelmingly heightened by their sounds. And also, even the sounds of the areas it's horrifying. The Halo-esque choir in the Lost River is petrifying. The eerie sounds of the lava zone and the sea dragons moving around with the yells and it's just, yeah, I'm spooked. Certified spooked. Now, I have made this video to say that Subnautica is a fantastic game that everyone should play. And I'll also play Subnautica Below Zero, because it's pretty good as well. And I'll probably make a video about it eventually. But ignoring that, I also made it to express how horrified I am of this game. It truly embodies that fear of the ocean and the fear of dark waters. It is just genuinely, it like reaches into my soul and makes me uncomfortable. That's one of the reasons why I love it so much. It is far and away one of the best open world games I've played. Like, it's up there with Breath of the Wild. Like, it is so well done. It's captivating. It's amazing. I love it. Probably like a 9.7 out of 10. It's great. Anyway, it's kind of the end of the video. Have a good day. Sub if you want to. And wait, how did I get here? Oh, great heavens!